Silence is the one language a narcissist cannot control, cannot manipulate, and cannot twist to their advantage. It is the power they fear the most, because silence exposes the truth of who they are. A narcissist survives through noise, attention, chaos, arguments, emotional reactions, and anything that keeps your energy focused on them. The moment you withdraw your voice, your emotions, your validation, you cut off their oxygen supply. Silence is how you break the cycle. A narcissist studies your reactions. They feed on the rise in your voice. They thrive when you explain yourself, defend yourself, or try to prove your intentions. The more you talk, the more material they gather to twist. But when you become silent, when you pull your energy inward and you stop participating in their game, they suddenly lose the one thing they believed they controlled: your mind. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. It is a refusal to be dragged into a war you did not start and do not need to win. When you choose silence, you communicate something much deeper than words. You are no longer emotionally available. You are no longer predictable. You are no longer programmable. Narcissists expect you to fight back. They expect you to beg, argue, or explain your hurt. They expect you to chase after their approval. But when you give them nothing, no anger, no tears, no reaction, you force them to face their own emptiness. You mirror back the truth they've been running from. Without control, they have nothing. Silence disrupts their illusion. Narcissists rely on confusion, emotional fog, and instability. They want you doubting yourself. They want you walking on eggshells. They want your mind too busy trying to survive to notice the manipulation. But silence clears the fog. When you stop arguing, you begin observing. When you stop reacting, you start seeing. And once you see the pattern, once you realize it's all a psychological trap, you reclaim your power. A narcissist's greatest fear is indifference, not anger, not confrontation. Indifference, because anger still means they matter. Confrontation still means they influence your emotional state. But when you become indifferent, truly indifferent, you show them that they are no longer the center of your world. Silence is the doorway to that indifference. There is a reason narcissists panic when you go quiet. Your silence triggers their deepest insecurity, the fear of losing control. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're planning, and they don't know how to pull you back into their orbit. They will provoke you, insult you, ignore you, love bomb you, accuse you, or even play the victim to force you to talk. But your silence is the ultimate test of your strength. It means you are no longer responding to their script. Understand this. Narcissistic people write mental scripts for every situation. They expect your reaction before they create the chaos. They plan the argument before it even happens. They predict your emotions before they push the button. But silence destroys the script entirely. Without your part, their entire performance collapses. Silence is also where your clarity returns. When you stop defending yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, you stop wasting energy. When you stop explaining your worth to someone who benefits from devaluing you, you stop shrinking. When you stop responding to someone who thrives on conflict, you stop supplying the emotional fuel they seek. The truth is this: your silence speaks a language the narcissist cannot decode. Silence says, "I know who I am." Silence says, "I do not need your approval." Silence says, "You no longer have access to my emotions." This is why your silence is more powerful than any argument you could ever make. But let's go deeper. Silence doesn't just defeat the narcissist, it restores you. Silence recenters your mind, recalibrates your emotions, and reminds you of your inner strength. Silence allows you to detach, observe their patterns, and see the truth without distortion. Silence helps you rebuild your boundaries, and silence gives you the space to decide what kind of life you want to live. You cannot heal in the same environment that wounded you. Silence is the first step in removing yourself emotionally, mentally, and eventually physically. Silence is how you protect your peace while their chaos continues without you. Silence is how you choose yourself. When you stay silent, you stop trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. You stop trying to save someone who doesn't see a problem with their behavior. You stop giving chances to someone who uses forgiveness as an invitation to repeat the same harm. Silence is you walking away from the cycle. A narcissist wants one thing: your attention. Attention is their fuel, their food, their lifeline. This is why they provoke. This is why they insult. This is why they blame. This is why they gaslight. They want to keep your emotions activated. They want to keep your mind entangled with them. The moment you fall silent, you strip away their power. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is strategy. Silence is discipline. Silence is psychological armor. And silence is the foundation of Stoic strength. A Stoic does not waste energy on chaos. A Stoic does not react to manipulation. A Stoic does not explain truth to someone determined to lie. A Stoic chooses silence not out of fear, but out of mastery. The narcissist expects an emotional opponent. Instead, they meet a wall of calm. They push buttons that no longer work. They throw insults that no longer land. They play games that no longer affect you. This is how you defeat them, not by fighting, but by refusing to be moved. Silence is the end of their control. Silence is the beginning of your freedom. Because once you learn that you don't have to respond, you become untouchable. Once you learn that you don't owe anyone an explanation, you become powerful. Once you learn that silence is stronger than reaction, you rise above the noise. Use your silence as a shield. Use your silence as a statement. Use your silence as the moment you reclaim your identity. They cannot manipulate what they cannot access. They cannot control what no longer responds. And they cannot break someone who has mastered emotional detachment. This is how silence defeats the narcissist. Not by shouting, not by arguing, not by proving yourself, but by refusing to give them the emotional currency they demand. Silence is your victory. Silence is your liberation. Silence is your evolution.